Hello YouTube family, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Sharita and welcome. And in today's video, we are diving into fragrances that are very versatile. People are definitely beginning to pinch their pennies now, especially in the US, including myself. But if you still find that you want to add fragrances into your collection, you've got to shop smarter. A great way to do that is to get fragrances that are going to be very versatile. And what I mean by that, it really doesn't matter what time of year they will work. It doesn't matter if you are going to work or if you have a sexy date night, you're going to happy hour right after work. It doesn't matter if they're going to work. They check a lot of boxes. All of these actually, maybe with the exception of one, have moderate performance, but all of these have great stellar performance even. So you're going to get those cost per sprays. These are fragrances that are versatile and you need to have them in your collection so that it's actually going to be worth your money. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right into today's video. All right, I meant to mention the lip combo in all of these other videos I've shot today, but if you're interested, I will have it linked. I'm wearing ABH's liquid lip in ASHTON, which is like my favorite liquid lip, period. The perfect neutral for me. And I've topped it off with the Fenty Heat Gloss in Fenty Glow. All right, so that is the combo, no lip liner. All right, so the first one I want to get into, oh, and by the way, this list has high, low, and mid, so it doesn't matter your budget, your girl has got you covered. All right, so the first one I want to talk about is a really beast mode sexy tuberose. It is my favorite tuberose. So if you know that you're going to wear something to work or maybe something that's a little bit more close quarters, because the performance, all of my MAISON CRIVELLIs, they didn't come to play. They're all nuclear. So my suggestion, if you're wearing something like a guidance or you're wearing something like this one, honey, 1, 2 behind the knees is good. You will not overwhelm people in the cubicle next to you, but you're still going to have a central. You're still going to have the sillage, baby. Trust me. And it's something that will make it last longer. You don't need a lot of sprays of this, so don't overspray it. All right. So Tubéreuse Astrale is tuberose, but this has got to be, I don't know what Quentin be doing in the lab, but honey, he be doing something to me. This is powdery, almost like marshmallow dust. It's like, you know, the powdery quality you get when you pick up a marshmallow and you can feel that in your hand. This literally has the same texture. This is vanilla. It is a tuberose that comes off in not a green way, not that sharp white floral typical tuberose way. There is just something really unique about it. There is, I think, a leather note in here. I can't remember if it was leather or suede, but I only got an initial blast of that the first time I sprayed it. I don't know if there was just something that needed to settle, but this, it's just mind-blowingly good. Get a sample of it. I would not recommend this as a blind buy, but because this is a white floral, you're going to be able to wear this in so many different occasions, events. You can wear this to a wedding. You can absolutely wear it on sexy date night because she is sexy. That leather note, you got just the right amount of sweetness to feel, you know, a little girly, but it is unisex. It's very unisex. There is a lot of complexity to this because I think there is like a touch of cinnamon and carrot seed, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just trying to recall the notes off my head, but this is a solid 10. A solid 10. I recently saw a TikTok. I cannot remember for the life of me who it is, but she was just like, she has been obsessing over the sample. I'm like, girl, you need to go on ahead and get that bottle. You're going to be able to wear this spring and summer. Go light. Fall and winter, absolutely going to be tea. All right, so this is Tubéreuse Astrale and this is from MAISON CRIVELLI. This next one is going to be one of my favorite all-time fragrances. All right, a lot of people will mention this one more so for spring and summer, and I think they do that because it is a dominant coconut and it's got a lot of saffron. However, baby, the way this smells coming off your clothes and your aura in the fall and winter, make no mistake that Blue Heart by Thameen is year-round luxury. If you love saffron, you don't mind something that's got an earthy feel, not earthy from a patchouli, very different, very unique take on coconut, vanilla orchid, oh, saffron, oh my God. It smells amazing. amazing. I cannot tell you the amount of screw faces that I have gotten when I have worn this. I will never forget this. This is when I first added this fragrance to my collection. Sprayed myself down, honey. Beast mode, you don't need a lot. I'm not gonna say beast mode. I'm gonna say very, very powerful, strong sillage, but I wouldn't say it fills a room. And you're going to not need to top it off. It's gonna last you absolutely 10 hours plus, all right? So I wore this to work, and this man was just victimized in like the worst way. Someone robs you. You coming out the gym, you minding your business in a very affluent area, and you are victimized in that way. So when I'm approaching him, he already has like this, you know, this look on his face. But baby, when I tell you, he started to look perturbed the closer I got to him, and I didn't know what he was about to say, but complimenting me on the fragrance was the last thing I thought was going to come out of this man's mouth. And he was like, "You smell good." Like, what is that? I mean, Blue Heart will, when I say always be in my collection, it will always be in my collection. Because when I take this off, I think I'm going to know how good it smells, because I know this fragrance intimately. I'm on my second bottle. But when I actually put this to my nostrils, captivated each and every time. So if you're looking for something that will wear all year, absolutely you can wear it to work, okay? But bear in mind, the men will be turning their heads. It's nothing wrong with that, depending on where you work. Now, if you got a bunch of boogers like a lot of unattractive men where you might not want to wear it because you don't want that attention. But however, you can wear it to work. Absolutely, because of that sexy saffron, date night appropriate. Honey, I have worn this in all the places. Vacations, running errands. It's just versatile. I love it, love it, love it down. And though she is very saffron heavy and sexy, I just find that I can put this on anywhere, any occasion, and she just works, all right? Blue Heart from the house of Thameen. Now, just because it is versatile, I would not necessarily say it's signature scent worthy, because maybe you don't want to smell like that every single day. But this one, I would say you can just make this a signature scent if you're a signature scent type of girl. This is Valaya Exclusif. This, to me, I prefer over the original one. I love the original one down, but this is just more versatile, honey, because I have to really put thought into putting on Valaya. Am I going to be, you know, in close quarters? Because it can just be so overpowering. I will never forget, I put on Valaya literally behind my knees just to go pick up a pizza, child. No point in overspraying, it's already strong. Filled the Little Caesars lobby. This man asked me what perfume I was wearing because it was so strong. 2 sprays. 2 sprays. So never would you want to wear that on an airplane. Now, the Valaya Exclusif performs in the way that it lasts a very long time like the original one, but it's not going to be a room filler like the original one, which makes it, to me, just a lot more versatile. I don't have to be like, oh, am I doing too much? You can just put Valaya Exclusif on and be fine. You know she's going to last all day. You know that it's going to be beyond scent bubble, so people are going to smell you. You're going to be smelling and feeling super feminine. This gives me powdery, but a touch spicy, because Akigala wood, it is still in here. And if you're not familiar with that note, it is a molecular, which lends to amazing performance in any fragrance that you find it in. But it is the smell of peppery notes, patchouli, and woody. Those 3 components in that one molecular. So whenever I smell Akigala wood, I'm getting just this hint of spice. I don't know if everyone gets that, but I'm getting woody spicy whenever I smell it, and I get that here. I do think the woodiness of it and that sharp musky quality from the original one is definitely toned down here, but you're still getting the same like fruity vibes. You're getting the white floral. You're getting all of the things of Valaya, but you're adding this beautiful almond note that is in the opening, and you are adding powdery. Oh my God. And powdery just does it for me. It makes me feel so classy and feminine. All right. And just a really beautiful, versatile white floral scent. Okay. You can wear this all year, because I feel like white florals just give me all year. As long as it's not like a tiara that screams summer. White florals, especially something like an orange blossom, all year. It's just going to depend on the performance, but this one is just gorgeous, and I highly recommend it. All right. So Valaya Exclusif from Parfums de Marly. All right. Next up is from the house of Kayali, and I chose the Wedding Silk Santal because I think the way the fruity notes play in this fragrance, you will absolutely love this for spring and summer. However, because the Santal and the vanilla component of this fragrance also hit very hard, baby, she's going to wear beautifully in fall and winter. This is very much so super sweet, fruity floral that will work 365, okay? If a guy loves sweet fragrances on you, he's going to enjoy smelling this on you if you're out on a date night. So you can definitely, you know, consider it for that type of an occasion. Also, I think that you can easily wear something like this to work. Like, this is a no-brainer. Errands, work, even to the gym if you go lighter on the trigger. If you enjoy sweeter scents for those occasions, absolutely. And the fact that this was her wedding day scent, okay? I wouldn't even think wedding, but yes, wedding, okay? It's a very versatile Kayali fragrance, because I was looking through my entire collection of Kayalis and I'm like, you know what? This one, I really only pull for spring and summer. This one, maybe a little bit too gourmand for versatile. This one, it's a little sexy fall winter. This, to me, this one actually, and the company, the Velvet Santal, very versatile. I think Velvet just wears a little light, where I feel like that's one I pull for when I want something a little woody and a little clean, but for spring and summer. This one, all year. Fabulous Kayali fragrance. Probably my favorite. I don't know. Yeah, probably my favorite. But the Wedding Silk Santal 36, love this one down, and it is absolutely a versatile pick for the house. Now let's get into a rose fragrance. So many rose fragrances I do wear with a little bit of heft. I do have a couple like musky powdery ones, and those I feel like are a lot better suited for spring and summer. This one, I find it really does strike a good balance, because rose can get really rich, dark, heavy, sexy, all of those things, which I think most of my roses are. Now I was going to feature Delina, but I was like, you know what? No, we're only going to do one Parfums de Marly. So instead, I opted for Attrape-Rêves. Now we love this one in this household, as you can see from the dent. Attrape-Rêves is going to be perfect because you have this playful, fruity rose. You know, it's got the lychee in there, so you're really going to get that rose lychee combo. Oh, spring, summer, yes ma'am. But also this rose patchouli combo, fall, winter. It doesn't matter what time of year. It doesn't matter the occasion, because patchouli gives a sexy, earthy edge to the scent. But this patchouli wears in like this effervescent patchouli way, which is actually my favorite way. Between that and chocolatey patchouli, those are the patchoulis I can take and tolerate, and that I prefer. I don't like it to be too soiled, cement, pavement, dirty, scratchy. I cannot do that. Perfectly executed in this scent to me. And you also have a touch of peony featured in this one, if I'm not mistaken, and just a light dusting of cacao or chocolate. And I think that this is one of the most beautiful from the range. I've smelled quite a few from the feminine leaning fragrances. So many I'm just not compelled to buy when I sample. This one was actually a blind buy. Love at first sniff, okay? So if you're looking for a really versatile, sweet, fruity rose that gives you, I can wear this to work, we're sophisticated, I can wear this on a date because it smells sexy. This is going to be the way to go. And you're going to feel very feminine and powerful, and it just checks so many boxes, okay? So Attrape-Rêves from Louis Vuitton, do not sleep on this fragrance. If you have never smelled it, try to pop into a boutique if you have one in your city and smell it. It's so sweet and so beautiful. So next up is a cheapie. You can get this one from discounters, from Joma Shop, for even Amazon for a really, really good price, probably around $30. But this performance, this scent, it's not saying $30. This is saying better than the thing it's duping, okay? Which is a pricey BDK. Swiss Arabian's Shaghaf Oud Tonka is beast mode, but it is fresh. So you can cut through the cold if you're someone who just loves to smell fresh. We have women in that family. They just want to smell clean and fresh. This is where a fragrance like this will come in, because gym, run errands, we're going to work. It checks all those boxes. But the first time I wore this out the house, my coworker, he's a young guy, he said, "More, what is that perfume? Because I can smell it all the way back here." We had a good amount of feet in between us. We're leaving a car, I'm walking to the car, he's way behind me, and he actually kind of yells up to me like, "What is that scent you have on today?" And I told him Oud Tonka, and he was like, "Oh, that sounds expensive." I was like, "Actually, no, it's a cheapie, but it smells expensive, and it's not. BDK's Velvet Tonka is what this one is supposed to be duping, but Velvet Tonka falls so flat. It starts with this amazing opening and it falls flat and it does not perform. Baby, she performs. I did not know that this fragrance was doing what it was doing when I first started to wear this. So I will overspray this like a buffoon because I just didn't know, but this gets so many compliments. This lasts all day on my clothes and you can smell it for a very long time on the skin. So this one opens with almonds. You have middle notes of Tunisian orange blossom, cinnamon, and Turkish rose, and you have base notes of tonka bean, vanilla, and amberwood. When I read you all the notes, it doesn't sound like a fresh fragrance. This really is a freshie, okay? She's freshy with presence. Even though we're not mentioning a lot of like citruses, something about this to me just wears like it's got some citrus somewhere in there. The rose and orange blossom combo, the way that they are blended just gives a fresh floral vibe and not in a traditional way. It just wears so beautiful. You just got to wear it to experience it to know what I'm talking about. The cinnamon, very soft. It doesn't wear spicy. This is just a well blended fragrance, but you're going to get a ton of beautiful almond, tonka bean, lots of vanilla, but not vanilla in that sugary, sweet, dense way. Very powdery, uplifting. Just, this is a 10. This is a 10 out of 10 cheapie. Huge dent. I don't know if you can see it because the light is so bright. Oh my God. We're down here. And with the way that this performs says a lot. It says a lot because I wear it a lot. That's why the dent is there. Not because it's a weak performer and you gotta overspray it. All right. So Shaghaf Oud Tonka from Swiss Arabian. Get it on your radar. Last but not least is another white floral, but she is very cherry forward. She's got a little saffron. She's very sexy. She's a little sugary, sweet because she does have a sugar note. This is Duchessa. I used to rant and rave about Duchessa so much, but Duchessa is very versatile. This, because it is fruity and is white floral, easy wear for spring and summer. White florals just really do, like, you don't have to think too hard about them. You know you're going to get something versatile. As long as it's not paired with a lot of like dark, spicy, or just overly sweet, you're going to be able to get a lot of wear in a lot of different settings with those fragrances. And this is just so sexy though. Baby, these cherries, this has got to be one of the longest lasting, best wearing cherry fragrances in my collection. Hands down, still to this day, because I got this the moment Demi Rawlings spoke about it, ordered it blindly, okay? Pricey buy because you kind of had to jump through hoops to get greedy fragrances back then. I feel like when she blew this fragrance up and talked about it, you know, all the other local or US based retailers will start to carry, but I had to jump through some hoops to get my Duchessa back in the day. And God, no regrets, no regrets. Now, because the almond wears a long time in this fragrance and it is paired with that cherry, it helps to just extend this cherry experience. So maybe in the end, you're not really smelling the cherry, you're smelling the way that they have implemented this sweet almond. So it is like you're getting a cherry experience throughout, whether you are or not, because cherry typically, it is fleeting. It's just very volatile, like a citrus, and it typically does not last long, okay? Just depending on who's making it, how they created it, just typically it's fleeting, which is why Lost Cherry wears like that, but a lot of other cherry fragrances do as well. So this one opens with black cherry, saffron, bitter orange, and peach. You have middle notes of chocolate, cloves, and jasmine, and you have base notes of brown sugar, iris, and sweet almond. I really don't get something that is a standout clove. I do get saffron. So I guess they're just, you know, they play together very nicely because I don't get something that stands out as super clovey, but it does smell a touch spicy. It's perfectly sweet and a beautiful cherry jasmine scent. You absolutely need to check it out. You can easily get samples now, so try it first, but honey, spray her down, layer it with the baccarat or the baccarat oil, pure perfection. Lots and lots of compliments will come your way with this one because everyone's going to be able to smell you, and the perfect date night jasmine for me. All right. And again, you can just wear it anywhere, work, wherever. It's going to work beautifully. All right. So Duchessa Duchessa, highly versatile. That is it for me, you guys. Please drop me a line below and let me know which one of these really piqued your interest if you don't have it or have tried it yet. Also, let me know fragrances in your collection that you find to be super versatile. Honey, when you don't know what to wear, you're pulling for these. Doesn't matter where you're going, they work. We need more of these in our collections, I'm telling you, because they are going to be your best spins on fragrances, all right? As you can see, all of these has some sizable dents, or I'm on my second bottle, so they get wear, all right? So be sure that you are subscribed, you guys. Make sure that you give it a big thumbs up if you found any value in the content. I love you all, YouTube, and I will catch you guys on the next one.